All right, we're here at our Cal Janelle, and we're talking Nanticoke football. Ron Bruiser, the head coach, with us. And Ron, exciting times. First thing I look at with the Trojans is a pretty good-sized roster. You know, we're hearing all across northeastern Pennsylvania, numbers are down. When your numbers are up, that's a good thing to see young men get out there and try to compete.
No, absolutely. Our numbers are up. I think that a lot of that has to do with our coaching staff, and I think what helps is actually myself being in the school district, pushing kids out. One of my first assistant coaches, he's also on the janitorial staff, the maintenance staff in the school, so he's pushing kids out. Not only pushing kids out, but keeping an eye on making sure they're doing the right thing. And our numbers have grown in the last 7 years from 18 to 51 on our varsity roster at this time.
Well, that's all you can ask for. Now you have the numbers. Now these guys want to start working hard. Let's talk about how the offseason went for you guys.
Absolutely. You know, it's great when you have numbers and guys can compete. Nothing's happened to these guys now. These guys just have to come to practice to work because they know there's somebody in the back seat that's willing to play, that wants to play, and has got that little dog in them, and they're a little more hungry than the guy in front of them. So that definitely makes competition better, which puts out a more quality of a product.
When you played, you kind of knew, what it was like. Okay, I got to lift, I got to run, I got to do these different things. Coaching's a little different because there's just so many moving parts. Talk about the challenges of coaching, yet the rewards of it as well.
Oh, I mean, coaching's a great element when you can no longer play the game. The head coach. People don't realize, the recruiting aspect, getting guys on the college level, getting guys noticed, getting their highlights, their huddle, and they got to take care of their own items as well. Getting done in the classroom, lifting, off-season workouts. Plyometrics, everything goes into it now. It's a year-long program. So,
and overall this year, let's talk about the guys back you have. It looks like you have a really good nucleus for a team.
This is probably the most guys I've had back after a pretty successful season, making the district playoffs. I lose 2 on offense, 2 on defense. Losing Justin Casey at a defensive end, tight end, being all state, that's a tough void to fill. But we have a lot of guys on our roster with varsity experience, 3-year starters, 2-year starters. So we have some guys with some big game experience.
And as far as these guys, right now, here we are in the double sessions, and guys, talk about the camaraderie. It looks like a nice group of guys getting along and learning a little bit about each other and themselves.
Oh, absolutely. Our guys, we got a great nucleus of guys. They get along in the clubhouse, in the field house. They live together, they hang out together, they do their fantasy drafts together. They have their wing night once a week. Our booster club comes in, helps, with the camaraderie, with shirts, T-shirts, things like that, fundraising. So we have a trip planned, I believe September 9th, to go down and see Temple, UMass. So we're excited about that. We do a lot of things to keep them oriented, and these guys have been playing together for a long time, so they're an exciting bunch to watch. So we're looking forward to this season.
Week in and week out on that schedule, there's no breaks. Every game's a challenge. You could be 2-8, you could be 8-2. You don't know what you're going to be. Right?
I mean, that was proven last year. Every week we got to come to grind. I mean, we got tough Tunkhannock team coming our place week 1. We have a big school in Columbia Votech coming 2. Then we get into our Wyoming Valley Conference schedule. Schools our size, GAR, Myers. We got Pittston on the schedule. They're going to be tough. Crestwood's going to be tough. So we have to come to play each week, and I like that. I like it for our locals. They know who we're playing back to the old schedule. They know where Pittston is. They know where Tunkhannock is, and they're excited down in the community as well.
Coach, great to see you. We wish you the very best.
Well, thanks for having us.
John Guzak from the Nanticoke Trojans joining us. And John, let's talk about expectations this year, where you're going to play, and how you're going to contribute to the Trojans.
Well, I've been playing guard ever since I was a freshman for the Trojans. I also played D-tackle. We're looking for really good this year. We're going to take it one step at a time, game by game. We're going to try to win as much as we can. And I think I bring a big asset to this team, being that I'm the only one left since all the seniors left. And I know the whole offense, so we should be really good.
What did you work on in your off season to improve?
Well, I've been going to a lot of college football camps. I've been trying to get my name out there, trying to get around. I think that helped my game a lot because that's a little higher level stuff going on. I've gotten pretty good at it. So,
in the higher level, you do pretty good in the classroom. Talk about being able to contribute in the classroom and pull off a pretty good grade point average.
The classroom always came just kind of naturally to me. I always work hard at it. Just do your homework, study while you're doing football. It's not that bad because we have practice right after school, so you can kind of juggle everything pretty easily.
How about chemistry? Something you enjoy?
Oh, chemistry. Yeah, I like chemistry a lot. Mr. Collins, my chemistry teacher, really nice guy. I just enjoy, like, reactions and stuff when everything like that. But I'm interested in it.
A lot of reactions, I'm sure, in your family. You're the older brother. You got a couple siblings. Talk about what it's like. I'm sure they look up to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a role model as much as I can. They're actually both playing football this year, so just trying to show them new things, and they mean a lot to me. So try to do that.
Track and field, talk about what you enjoy with that and what you compete in.
I competed in shot put, discus, and javelin. I went to districts for discus last year. It was pretty cool. Enjoyed that a lot. That's something I like doing my spare time.
Of course, life after high school looks like college, and it sounds like you want to play college football. What are you looking for in a college?
For me, I'm not a bigger, huge school kind of guy, but I like a community kind of. Everything on one street kind of. But I like college. I've been going to a bunch of colleges, like I said. But just getting a lot of recruiting things going on right now, and it's looking pretty good. So.
Well, when you carry a 3.7 grade point average, things get a little easier for you.
Coaches like that, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, John, we wish you the best this season, and good luck here in 2017.
All right, thank you.
Chris Sewell joining us. He is a senior linebacker and offensive lineman for the Trojans of Nanticoke. And Chris, let's talk about that offensive line this year. How many guys are coming back, and are there other guys competing for spots still?
Yeah, we have a lot of guys coming back. I think we only lost one, Brad Markowski last year. He was good. He was tackle. But we have a lot of guys coming back fighting for positions. We have a few men in particular that are really showing something in it, like Alan Fowler and Michael Krieger. They're fighting for spots on the line, and they're doing a heck of a job out there. They're really showing us what we got, and they're going to make the team better no matter what they do. Whether they're helping us or they're on the line starting game, whatever they do, they're really making us better.
What about your role as a lineman? What do you try to do to be a leader up there?
Well, when things go south and we start making mistakes mentally and physically, wrong steps, thinking wrong, I try and pick them up. Me and John Guzak, actually, where we try and be captains on the line, and we try and really help people out along with their plays if they don't know them. Because we have some young guys up on the line. We have our starting center is Kyle Bobek. And Kyle Bobek, really great kid, great lineman, but he makes mental mistakes. He's young, and it happens, but we try and help him get better every day so he could help us out, whether it's in games, on practice, no matter what.
I'm sure when Kyle becomes a senior, he'll be returning that favor
exactly.
Someday as well. Honor Society president, so you have some of those leadership capabilities, and nice in the classroom as well.
Yeah, education's most important, obviously. We're student athletes, and we know that, and Coach makes sure we know that. So we got to hit the books, and we got to try and make sure that everything we do on the field also goes along with everything we do in the classroom, because if we don't have any education, we can't play, and Coach makes sure we know that football is not the most important, that we're not all going places in football, and classrooms, it's really going to carry us. You
like that AP Bio, obviously that's one of those advanced classes.
Yeah.
So what do you enjoy about that?
I just like science. I've always loved science. And I love the biology of the human body, the anatomy, the physiology. Everything about that is great for me, and I'd like to be a physical therapist when I get older. So the next step is advanced biology, or AP biology, I'm sorry.
And as far as the fun stuff you guys do together as a team, talk about some of those things.
First of all, we all go to wing night together, and that's a fantastic thing. We all go to the place called the R Bar. We all love their wings. But we do try other wing nights somewhere else, but no matter what we do it as a team. We do it as a family. We go together. We make sure everyone's invited, and we do that. And we also have been doing this thing since we were, 11 or 12. When we first started out, had to figure out using computers. We started a fantasy football league, and we do that every year with each other. It's an 8 to 10 man league, depending on who all joins, but we do multiple of them with everyone on our team.
Big numbers this year at Nanticoke, over 50 guys on the squad. That's nice to see. The program, some programs are at 30. So what's it like to have all those guys around and hope they're contributing in some way to maybe get better and hit the field at some point?
Oh, everyone contributes, and it's great. We love having the high numbers because it's things we haven't seen in the past before. So high numbers coming back, high numbers returning that are going to be coming in the previous years, and people are becoming more interested in it. You know, it was on the decline for a while. Now it's coming back up, and we love to see the new guys, new faces, and we all welcome them with open arms. We don't treat them unfairly. We make sure they get everything that they deserve and everything we've gotten coming up through the years.
Well, Chris, it's nice to see you, and of course, great to hear your story. We wish you the very best this season.
Thank you so much.
Dawson Hughes joining us from the Trojans of Nanticoke, and Dawson, you got a lot on your shoulders,
Yeah.
but I'm sure at times you enjoy some of that pressure. Talk about
I really
what it's
do,
like
yeah.
to be you.
What it's like to be me? Well, it's a lot of hard work that I had to put on the field, in the backfield on offense, and in the secondary on defense with Chris Sywell as linebackers. We have to hit hard all the time. We have to always pursue the ball, do the best that we can to control our defense and make sure we do whatever is possible to win a game.
Defense is facing you, and obviously you don't want to say everything that you're good at, but what do you hope to say that, you know, when they have to try to stop a guy like you, or you a guy is going to run through them, run around them? Can you do a little bit of both?
I could do a little bit of both this year. I'm definitely improved from last year. I'm thinking it's going to be a way better performance than I put on last year, so I'm hoping to.
You're only as good as that offensive line, so talk about the offensive line this
Oh,
year.
the offensive line is the biggest part of our offense, definitely. Without them, we wouldn't get anywhere. Or me and Eric Jeffries, we wouldn't get anywhere without the offensive line. They're the ones that open up the holes. They're the ones that they run just as much as us running backs, maybe even more sometimes. And they put in a lot of effort in the offseason and right now, and they're always improving.
About throwing the ball this year, do you guys have some efforts in that area?
We're getting very versatile with the ball. We could run and we could throw. So we're getting all of our receivers and all of our backfield a chance to catch, and all of our quarterbacks a chance to throw. So we'll see both things going on this year.
You're also doing track and field. Talk about what you compete in there.
Yeah, track and field. I do most of the field part. I do shot put and disc mostly. I just throw. I'm hoping to get better at shot put for the next season coming up in spring.
Of course, it is your senior year, so
Yep.
you're looking forward to going to college.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to, and what kind of school are you looking at?
I'm looking at more of like a bigger school like Penn State or Pitt right now. I just toured Pitt. I'm going to see Penn State soon. My father went there, so it'd be nice to go there too, as he's an alumni and everything.
And how about an area of study you're looking at?
Area of study, I'm thinking of majoring in something in business. Not sure yet. Don't know what to specialize in yet, but we'll see when I get there.
And as far as being a middle child, you got an older sibling, a younger sibling. Talk about being you and the family.
Yeah, being me and the family, I'm more the middle child. It's God's up and downs, but my sister, she's doing well. Haley, she's 21. She's way beyond my age. So, and then my little brother, he's 7. Ethan, I'm trying to be as much of a role model as I could for him, and hopefully he follows in my footsteps and does good things with his life.
Well, looks like academically you might be able to get to most colleges, carrying a 3.9, I think ranked 8th in your class. Talk about being so dedicated and knowing that's the bread and butter of life.
Well, I'm always learning something new every day. It's an everyday thing, educating myself and trying to get better at anything that I could. So I'm always challenging myself academically in school and out of school.
Every week, Coach Bruiser said will be a challenge on the schedule, but it seems like everybody looks forward to Hanover area at the end of the year.
We're always looking forward to Hanover area. Last year we got them pretty good, so hopefully we get them again this year. I'm sure we will.
Well, we wish you the very best, Dawson. Great to see you here at our Carolyn Janelle.
Thank you.
Matt Rubel, the quarterback for the Trojans of Nanticoke, with us. And Matt, let's talk about being you, third year starting.
Yep.
So you're experienced.
Yeah.
What's it like here coming into your senior season, knowing that you guys have some good opportunities this year?
Expectations are really high this season. We got a lot of guys returning, so we plan to just get better and better every week. Big receiving core came back, pretty much all of them. Darren Bozeman, Dylan Shahusky, Colby Machinsky. Got a new tight end this year, Joe Lamons, big, fast kid on the team. Is real strong, and we're just ready to play week 1.
As far as the pressure off of Dawson, that'll help him a little bit,
yeah.
knowing there. But you guys could have that nice combo of throwing and running the football, which could make Nanticoke pretty dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the whole line came back too, so it's be even better. They're all strong. Everybody's been in the weight room. Eric Jeffrey's back too. He'll be probably 1,000 yards. Dawson back, obviously big. So I think we should be all right.
You go through this, you know, year in, year out, you see teams, hey, they got 9, 10 guys coming back. The question is how do you know that they're hungry, that they're not just sitting on their laurels, that they want to do something? Talk about what you feel you guys need to prove to yourselves, to your community, and to the league.
Well, I think everyone's just hungry from last year, from making the district playoffs. So everyone's been back at the weight room, practice, working hard to keep getting better. So I think we're going to be ready again.
How about Coach Brusa? Talk about his mentality as the coach and the coaching staff.
So they're all pushing us real hard to just get back and get better every day. They really want us to go back to the district playoffs again.
As far as the classroom, you're doing a heck of a job there. Talk about some subject areas you like and why you're an A student.
Yeah, no, I love history. I want to major in education and be a teacher after college. So, I mean, hopefully it works out.
That sounds like a nice career. Anybody in the family that has inspired you in that field?
Oh, one of my aunts is a teacher, yeah.
And as far as biggest rival for you, it seems like everybody loves playing Hanover area.
Hanover and Nanticoke is always a great game. We got them last year. Hopefully it's a good game again this year.
A lot of games in between the beginning of the season and Hanover at the end. Week by week, you guys are going to need to be prepared and hopefully not get too banged up because there's some big schools in there. Pittston, Crestwood, teams like that.
Yeah. I mean, weight room always helps people not get hurt, so I think that's just going to be big. But we just stay focused week to week. So we'll focus week 1, Tunkhannock.
Week 1, Tunkhannock's a toss-up.
Yep.
That should be interesting. Well, we wish you well this season, and go get him at the quarterback position, Matt.
Yep, thank you.
Eric Jeffries joining us from Nanticoke as we talk about the Trojans here 2017. And Eric, big shoes you have on the field. You're always doing some great stuff along with Dawson. Talk about what it's like to be you and be in that backfield this year.
Oh, it's awesome. Like, he's such a great fullback to block for, and when he's blocking for me, he does a great job. Like, there's really nothing better than hitting a middle linebacker and watching him go 80 yards down the field. That's just great.
And, of course, you guys are able to throw the ball, you think, as well. 3-year starter. Talk about some of those weapons at receiver this year.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of them. Darren Bozeman, that kid, he has great routes, great hands. Dylan Shahusky, Colby Baczynski, Trevor Grahowski, they're all great receivers. They could all start there. I would feel very comfortable throwing the ball to all of them. And they could block too.
How about over on defense this year? You're going to be one of the linebackers. You guys are going to need to stop some teams too. So you feel like you have that ability as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of good teams in our conference who are going to play, but our D-line is really solid. We're bringing back 2 D tackles, one Kyle Boback and the other John Guzak. They both do a great job. We're having the track star Joe Amons. He's playing D-end. He's insanely fast off the ball. He just flies there. And the other D-end, Brian Reeks or Matt Boback, that one, we don't really know who's going to start there, but they're both great options. Then middle linebackers, they're both really solid. Chris Sywell, Dawson Hughes, they could just stick people all over. And then me and Austin Cheslaw on the outsides, we do all right.
That sounds like a pretty tough group.
Yeah.
So opposing teams better beware of that. As far as your job in the classroom, you really like physics or the National Honor Society. Talk about being a dedicated student.
Well, that's always been something that's important to me. You know, my parents, they stressed school growing up because, I mean, that's after football. That's the important part, really. And it's fun. Like, just, it's another thing to succeed at. You feel good about yourself when you can complete something and do a good job with it.
And physical therapy, something you're thinking about at the next level.
Yeah.
Talk about some inspirations for that major.
Well, you know, me and John Guzak, we go to the weight room all the time, and I love putting him through workouts and stuff. He'll put me through some, and that's really what it is. Like, except the person who you're putting the workout through, they're injured in some way, and they need help getting back to 100%.
Overall, your parents inspire you. Talk about them being role models and being a big part of your life and having success that you have.
They're definitely my biggest fans. They come to all the games. My dad, he would cheer too loud sometimes. But they're definitely great.
How about your sister?
She's been coming to all the games too. She took off all work for all the Fridays this year, so that's really exciting. I like coming home, being able to talk to them about the game and practice. They're always really interested to hear what I have to say.
Well, Eric, you're a treasurer of the National Honor Society. You're a busy guy in the classroom with carrying a 98 average, pretty impressive. So go get him this year for the Trojans.
All right, thank you.
Alan Fowler joining us from Nanticoke as he is ready for another season. And you're a tough guy. You play on the line, so you got to be tough up front. Talk about what you do up front that the coach likes and you try to do in the wing T offense.
Well, I'm a right guard, so it's very physical offensive position. I'm always pulling and trying to get the edge for a lot of the running backs and Eric Jeffries and Dawson, and then trying to get the inside linebackers out of there so I can make a hole for the guys and stuff like that.
A lot of talent on this team this year. I mean, looking at these guys, I mean, not only a lot of linemen back, but there's also a lot of receivers and the whole backfield's back. So
yeah, we didn't lose too many guys last year, but the guys we did lose were, they helped us out a lot. And but yeah, we really didn't lose any too big of importance. It was a big junior class last year. Now we're all seniors, and we're ready for a good, strong season this year.
Talk about getting along with these guys and being able to be on the same page and say, hey, we're all working for one common theme, which is to have a very successful season.
We just work hard together. We sit as a whole team. We sit down and talk and go over what our objective is for the week and what we want to accomplish and how we feel we accomplished last week. And we go out places to eat and stuff like that, and then we all sit down and we just bond as a team and try to, like a family. It's a good way to call it.
You're into welding. Talk about how you got into welding and what you enjoy about it.
My uncle works for Lindy. He's a pipeline welder there, and I started off welding when I was a little younger. And Mr. Velitis is my teacher up at Wilkes-Barre area, CTC, and he's a very good welder. He worked at Air Products, and they just recently shut down, so he's a full-time teacher. And there's a lot to learn in that trade. It's very difficult, but I enjoy it.
Probably a whole other set of family, the guys that you have classes with at CTC for welding. Talk about learning from those guys, being able to get along with them, and just trying to say, hey, these are guys that I may be working with in the future down the road.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys from a lot of other schools, so when you find a couple football players in the mix, you kind of talk a little trash, but it's all fun and games at the end. You really look, you go up to the seniors and you ask them hey, how can I make this better, or how can I fit this up better, and stuff like that. So it's not too difficult after you get the hang of it, but there's a couple processes that you have to go through to learn everything and how to set up everything.
The big push, in education, people are saying, hey, the trades are really the way to go going forward here, whether it's plumbing or construction. You want to be a union welder. Talk about the possibilities for you as a union welder going forward.
They're good. It'd be most likely going out of state and probably 2-year degree in vocational college, and there's so many options that you could do because there's a union everywhere that you could join for welders, and it's a great opportunity for young men and stuff like that to get into the workforce and be able to support themselves and just get out there.
It sounds like fun, and of course Coach Neal is a good role model for you here at Nanticoke. Talk about being able to look up to him and see what he can do. I'm sure he tries to inspire you the best he could as well.
Coach Neal, he's a big help with me. He's my go-to guy for anything that I do. He's been around for a while, and I really look up to him. He's a just good guy to sit down and just talk to too. He helps out with everything.
Alan, wish you the best in your future endeavors, and of course, interesting that you're in the welding field. That sounds pretty cool as well. But have a great year for Nanticoke.
Thank you.
Let's talk with another senior here for the Nanticoke area Trojans for 2017, Mark Walters. And Mark, boy, there's so much talent on this team. Talk about just fighting to get on the field with everybody. It's not easy, but you're hoping to make an impact for your team.
It's really not easy. We're returning a lot of seniors from last year. Mostly everyone who started on the team last year who is coming back. So it really isn't easy. Everybody's talented. Everybody's fighting for positions, putting in the work. So you got to really step your game up to be on started on an NFL.
How about over on defense as one of the defensive backs? Talk about some of the guys competing for spots in the secondary.
We have about our whole secondary returning from last year. Our safety Dylan Huskies, we tied the conference in interceptions last year. I'm returning as a 3-year starter will be this year, and Trevor Grahowski is coming back as a starter last year. So we have a good secondary coming back.
You're only as good as some of those guys up front. Who are some guys you're seeing flying around, whether it's a linebacker or a defensive lineman?
I like Joe Amons. He's flying to football, plays fast, physical. Chris Seibel, Dawson Hughes is all linebackers, and Eric Jeffries.
And the fun you have with this group of guys, talk about it seems like all these guys have been playing for a long time.
Oh yeah, we've been playing since we were like 7, 8 years old. So we've been hanging out, knowing each other, grew up together, playing the sport we love. So we've been bonding since 7 years. So everything we do is fun.
And you do a nice job in the classroom, carrying a 90 average. Of course, you really like history. Talk about some areas of history that you've enjoyed.
I like anything about mostly history. I like the Industrial Revolution a lot, and basically all the world wars we had. So that's what I like.
Criminal justice, something that you're thinking of. What would you like to do with that achievement if you're able to get into that field?
A defense attorney, a police officer, and my dad. I like to follow in his footsteps too. He worked at a jail as for his whole life, so I like to follow his footsteps.
All right. Well, sounds like you got a lot going on in the right direction, and you have a sensational season. Thank you.
Thank you.